Hello, everybody. This is Kyriakos from Evolut Software. Today, I would like to present you with our Catalyst 10 proposal called SPOs, the open and self-hosted SPO security evaluation tool. What is SPOs? SPOs is a tool that is designed to help SPOs get a better understanding about their security outlook of their operation, of their pool operation. SPOs, as you all know, safeguard a multi-billion value of Cardano right now, right? And decentralization is the key factor that drives this value. This means that a lot of different people from different backgrounds are running pools right now and are helping secure the network. These people all need to get a clear understanding of how the machines that they're running to actually run the network are secured, or whether they may have some issues with security and stuff like that. In the past, we've had very high-profile cases where, for example, SPOs got hacked because they had Docker ports open, which they shouldn't have, or because they were running late software or even WordPress plugins that were like problematic. And this data has shown us that it is difficult to actually configure a security monitoring system for a lot of SPOs because it's a lot of effort, right? It's like you need to do a lot of configuration. You need to know about what you want to monitor, and if you aren't a security professional, then it's problematic. So, and even if you do, even if you go that extra mile, there's no visibility for like your ADA holders that this is happening and that this is happening correctly. And there's also a lot less help than, for example, on the web space, right? In the web space, you have got like tools like OWASP 10 for running a Cardano SPO node. No, right? There's not like a top 10 list of things that you should do to actually make your operation as secure as possible. And it's also fragile to maintain. We update software quite often as node operators. You need to run operating system updates and stuff like that. You need to run Cardano node updates and run through the hardware combinators and stuff like that. So it's a lot of churn that's happening, and if you also have security monitoring instructed on that, it tends to break, and you need to kind of fix it again. And there's nobody telling you, and maybe you've been running like with 6 months without any re-recorded data, for example, right? And all these things can be addressed, right? And that's the idea of creating SPOs. Right? Let's do security right. Let's create one tool that helps each SPO on their own to actually go through the steps of setting up security correctly, and in a lot of cases even doing the configuration for them without the SPO actually needing to know how the tools are configured in the background in detail.
Kurt, may
yes. I'll wrap it up in 1 minute.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome. It has to give you an in-depth view of what has happened in the past in your setup and how you dealt with it, and be able to show you if new threats arise, right? And it needs to be open for the community to kind of keep working on, because software is evolving. New ways to exploit a system are constantly coming up. So it needs to be an open source system that the SPO can run easily on their own machine, not a SaaS system, not anything else, right? And this is exactly what this proposal is. And for example, it's even getting praise from legend SPOs like Adam Dean, who has been very critical of security proposals of Catalyst in the past, because this is exactly how we want to do security correctly, without stigmatizing the privacy and the effectiveness of the SPO, and but with giving them all the tools they need to do this with a low effort and a very standardized quality of service. Right. In numbers, the ADA ask is 186,000 ADA. We've got 5 milestones. The target audience is 3,000 SPOs. Affected audience, 4 million ADA addresses. The execution team will be me and one security researcher from a very well respected security group here in Germany. We plan to do it in a rough period of 4 months. And if you vote for SPOs, your vote for strengthening Cardano's ecosystem and helping the synchronization get even better. Thank you very much. Connect with us via Twitter or HTTP.
Yeah. Now time for Q&A. Even we have some extra time for you. Yeah. Any question for the proposal? I believe that we have Jan.
Yes, I do have a question, Kyriakos. As
Yes.
I've been skimming through your proposal, it seems it's focused on IT individuals. Do you have a plan in the future where your tool is also going to be able to be understood by general users? Or do you feel that if it is even needed to be understood by general users? Thank you.
So yes, in short. So the first thing that we want to develop is the stake pool operator tool, right? And this needs to be deployable for a stake pool operator as easily as possible, right? If you're a stake pool operator, the assumption is that okay, you probably have Docker on your laptop, right? So you can clone a Git repository and do Docker compose up, right? This is the installation of SPOs. Right, and then everything happens on the web on the website that's locally running on your computer. Okay, and as a stretch goal or as a follow-up proposal in the future, what we have been thinking about, and this actually came up at Cardano over coffee when I presented it a couple of weeks ago, is that with the information that we have in SPOs, we can do things like, for example, zero knowledge achievements, right? So you as an operator can have like a score that if you want, you can actually publish it to the blockchain, and it won't say what exactly the components of this achievement are, but it will like be able to post a value, right? That hey, you have been like very good with dealing with incidents, for example, and stuff like that.
Here, can you have Rafael have a question for you now before we end before we move on to the next one, please? Rafael, your question, please.
Thank you. Well, basically, I just wanted to ask, how do you plan to reach and onboard SPOs into your tool?
Well, so I have helped dozens of SPOs get their pools running and debug them in the last 3 years. I've been running a pool since the beginning of Shelley, and therefore I am in pretty much all Telegram and Discord chats that SPOs frequent. I even have a small group of SPOs that are very diverse, from people that almost don't even know how to operate a terminal to people that are like in IT security, that would be happy to test the SPOs implementation with me and give me like feedback on how difficult or how easy it is to actually use the tool and how to understand it. And our distribution, so the idea to distribute it would be through the typical Cardano channels. So like stake pool best practices group and stuff like that, build awareness, and we've even talked with like alliances and stuff like that, because they are also quite interested in this. The CSPA, the Cardano Single Pool Operator Alliance, is very keen on the idea of having tools like this for the members. So I don't think that making the SPOs aware of the tool and getting them to use it is going to be like a big challenge. It's still going to be a challenge, and it's still going to be something that we need to be doing, right? A continued like publicity, if you want, campaign.
Cool.
but it's not going to be like high effort. You know, it's like
Thank
we use it. The tool is going to be open source anyway, so more
Okay,
advanced
thank you.
SPOs will
Sorry
will
to
be
interrupt.
able to contribute. Okay, yeah,
Sorry.
everything's fine. Thanks.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for put up a lot of questions. I have a lot of
Thank you for
questions
letting
too,
me
but
go over
actually I
time.
have
Yeah,
for
yeah.
people there. Thank
We
you.
still have a lot of questions, but we'll have to reserve the time for the next proposal. Thank you very much.
Thank you.